Welcome to Lobby B of Day 1 of the Aero League Racing and Nations Cup, once again in the Alfa Romeo 4C Group 4 vehicle around Spa-Francorchamps in the wet. Lobby B actually had a very close qualifying session with loads of these cars very closely matched, not quite as fast as Lobby A saw in the qualifying, but we do see turn 1 here, the drivers getting around really cleanly, no incidents whatsoever. It looks like Sick Boy or Owen, one of the two English drivers, going a little bit wide on the exit there, losing the rear a little bit, but yeah, it's really good to see all the grid get through turn 1 very cleanly. Obviously very difficult to do in such torrential rain conditions. Up through Eau Rouge now, you can see De Zerbo's leading the grid ahead of the two German drivers, Andy Winters and Rieva Agger, who gets a little bit slippery there on the exit. Owen Williams looking for a move further back, it looks like, but it's not going to happen for him. Actually, it's Sick Boy, in fact, trying to get alongside the dude, the Canadian driver. In the background, we've got Trucker and Pasty side by side over here, the Scottish driver and the Italian driver. It looks like Riaba might be going a bit defensive as they look to make it 3 wide. Pacey breaking super late, but it's not going to work for him there around the outside. And Trucker with a really opportunistic move there as the grid tightens up here coming into turn 5, I believe it is. Trucker ahead of Riaba, Pasty, the dude, the Canadian driver, followed by Sick Boy and Dr. Esty as well, looking for a move on Sick Boy. Oh, someone's really outbroke themselves here. The dude going miles wide, and that is gonna... He's done very well to avoid drivers there, which is what we like to see. Sick Boy in the slipstream of the dude. Is he gonna look for a move into Eau Rouge? He chooses not to. Chooses to take the wider line, cutting back on the dude, and what a move. The Sick Boy up to P6. Riaba and Pasty side by side yet again. Riaba once again using that inside line to defend. It doesn't look like it's working very well for him there because it is a lot wetter off the racing line where other cars have been, and Pacey makes another position here. Later in the lap, Riaba going for a wide entry. Is he going to get the position back? Look at that drift. That's absolutely incredible to see. Little bit of contact there between the two drivers, but it is going to be a good move from Riaba up into P4, takes that position back off the Italian. You can see how closely split this grid was here. Andy Winters just going off your screen, and we've got, what, 6, 7 cars all the way back to P9. Turbo Boy split by just a matter of seconds. A Sick Boy later on in the lap looking down the inside of Pasty. Pasty does like this outside line, and it worked well for him in the previous lap, and he can use it again to brake much later than his competitor. Sick Boy's not going to get the move done on the Italian driver this time round. Later in the lap, we've got Riaba looking for yet another position, moving on the outside of El Trucker 05, the Scottish driver. It's a very tough braking zone here into the bush stop chicane. Let's see if he can do anything. Good defensive performance there from Trucker to stay ahead of Riaba, and these three are split by less than a second now. Oh, big slide from the dude. He does well to avoid his teammate, but that's going to leave him under pressure from Turbo Boy, who is another one losing a little bit of traction, just showing how tough these conditions are, but he does move up to P9 there. Riaba back in the slipstream for yet another chance at this move on El Choco 05. He's looking for the inside towards Blanchimont. Is he going to get the move done before then, though? It looks like he might do. You can see the cars just sliding through side by side. Really well done to get the move done cleanly through Blanchimont, sorry. Trucker down to P4, Pasty on the back of him as well. We've got Sick Boy now. Actually, sorry, not Pasty, but Sick Boy. Really nice switch back there, and some great traction on the exit to take himself up to P4. He'll be really trying to improve his position because you'd expect him to be higher up in this lobby. Further back, we have the two Canadian drivers in tandem through Eau Rouge, and you see Owen has made a mistake yet again up ahead. A really poor showing from the Englishman so far, and that's going to leave the two Canadians to get past him working together, and let's see how this will work for their race. You can see later in the lap, Owen did have the pace, but that's not where the track goes, mate. Sick Boy in the slipstream, looking to the inside as the track is drying up. Lap 8 is probably the place to pit. Lap 8 or lap 9 are sort of the two decisions you have about whether you pit on this lap or the next one. Sick Boy can't, he's going again for that inside line, but he just can't get the move done. He's going to have to be looking for the outside, and let's see if he learns from his mistake. Actually, no, this is into P1 here. Sick Boy pressuring Riaba, and Riaba goes wide there, well off the track. You see how treacherous it is once you get off that dry line. Even on wet tyres, Sick Boy manages to get up to P3, and that will later be P2 towards the end of the lap as Andy Winters has to serve a penalty. He was really gaining on De Zerbo here in these changeable conditions. Looking like he was going to make a move for P1, but a little mistake, giving him a half a second penalty. Drops him down to P3 as De Zerbo goes super wide there. Sick Boy going wide as well. Is he going to be able to make a move? I think he would have been able to if he didn't go wide there, but it's not going to be quite enough here. Zerbo going wide again. Sick Boy getting oversteer, and it's free wide now. Coming on the exit of the bus stop chicane. Sick Boy down to P3 as Andy Winters goes up into the lead. The German driver here. All this battle in between. He's free. Will bring Riaba closer to them. You can see they've sort of dropped Trocker and Pasty a little bit. Maybe about a 5-second gap to those guys. Zerbo looking down the inside of Sick Boy gets the move done, but Sick Boy will manage to stay on the dry line and is going to get the overspeed around the outside and get back up to P2 in the slipstream of Andy now. And a good exit from Arouge means that he can look to the inside. Yet again, going for this inside line. It hasn't worked for him the past few occasions. Is it going to be a different situation? A different result this time? It is. He's very late on the brakes there. Hits the apex beautifully. Takes P1. Really nice late move there from Zerbo. Taking advantage of Andy being a little bit out of shape after being overtaken by Sick Boy and moves himself up into P2. These three are having a fantastic battle. And later towards the end of the lap, they will come into the pits. You can see everybody into the pits from the dude, the Canadian driver, who's taking an extra lap, I guess, just to play safe. Maybe he'll be going for a no stop. You see, it's very treacherous on the pit exit. There's a spinner in the background here. Let's have a look on perspective of Riaba. You see Andy silhouetting around in circles. Two more drivers coming out the pit here. Turbo Boy getting overtaken by Pasty just on the exit of the pits, but he is in the slipstream. Probably going to look. Passy's going to show on the outside actually, giving him the dry line. Passy's going to have to be careful to not lose the rear here after just coming out the pits on that wet tarmac. But yeah, he loses the position, drops down to P7. You can see how treacherous it was all this time. We have an array of drivers who are visiting the gravel. Sick Boy first on lap 10. Sick Boy again later on lap 10. Losing a lot of time in this instance. Spinning around he goes, dropping all the way down.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Next up it was Turbo Boy whose turn it, oh yeah, followed by Sick Boy of course. Both of them beached in the gravel. Next up it was the dude, just showing how difficult these conditions are. He visited the barrier, followed by and Turbo Boy, of course. All three of them. Oh, here he goes again, spinning around the dude all the way down to P8 now. But further up ahead, we've got Trocker and Sick Boy going for a battle. Trocker looking for a late dive there, not quite going to get the move done. But later in the lap, Sick Boy made yet another mistake and Trocker was able to get up to P6. A shocker from the former Tier 1 driver. Turbo Boy in the slipstream of Pasty here. Going to get a massive slingshot here. If you can keep it on the dry line, you can see that the dry line's really got a lot bigger now as we approach lap 13. Turbo Boy easily able to get past before the braking zone as we've got Zerbo and Andy Winters battling here. Andy going for the wider entry, going to get a lot of slipstream, manages to tuck on the inside of Zerbo here. And I'm sure he'll be able to outpace him down to the Lecombe chicane. He actually has to tuck back out here. Zerbo gets ahead, almost pushing the Italian driver down now. Andy braking super late, leaving room on the inside, and he gets the move done. Really nice move around the outside there. Sick Boy, yet again, coming back for the move on the Scotsman El Trocker. He's going to look for a late dive. It's a pretty safe dive there, to be honest. Hits the apex beautifully. Trocker probably going to look for a switchback. Is he going to be able to get this done? It's going to be tough. It looks like he is actually down into turn 1. Wow, very aggressive from both of them there. Almost sort of scraping paint, exchanging paint all the way down the straight, and yet again down the next straight, the Camel straight this time. It looks like Trocker is going to keep P5 here. Neither one of them wanting to give the other an inch, just showing the rivalry that we have between these two nations. The battle continued throughout Sector 2. Once again, exchanging some more paintwork. Little tap there from the Scotsman onto the Englishman. Sick Boy is going to try it around the outside of P1. Surely not. What a move from the Englishman, showing that he does still have the ability there. It's just a little bit of rust cloaking it and hiding the talent from us a little bit. But it is Riaba who came home to take the victory in Lobby B. Coming across the line to take the checkered flag around 5 to 10 seconds ahead of the competitors, with Andy Winters and Zerbo coming across the line next, followed by Turbo Boy in P4. You will see the rest of the standings up on your screen now, and we will proceed to show you the live standings of the whole competition with Lobby A and Lobby B down. Lobby C will be up next.